Audio recording. It's your boy JT. Got my good friend Stu here. Yeah.
What's up, guys?
I've known Stu since like 2016, so we met at the gun range, which is funny.
Yeah, bro. You know what's even funnier is I was on acid when
Really?
Yeah, bro.
No shit, I didn't know that.
I literally had just came off like a 10 hours on acid, and Kevin thought it'd be a good idea to go to the gun range, and
Perfect.
we bumped into you guys, and I'm like, yeah, bro, let's fucking shoot heat
Dude,
together, bro.
I didn't know that, man. You never told me that. That's hilarious.
Really? That's so funny, dude. Yeah, dude. It's that's a long day.
Dude, you were kicking ass in those skeets, man. I remember you had that old your grandpa's old shotgun,
Yeah,
the long barrel.
Yeah, we had the Browning out, the Special 12, and yeah, we had Kevin's 12 gauge out there, the Walmart $200 special.
Yeah, wasn't the Chinese shotgun?
Yeah. Surprised nobody died using that thing.
Julian shot his first time for that
Yeah,
time, right?
remember he
We still
like
have
his
videos.
shoulder was all messed up
Yeah.
from shooting after a couple
Yeah.
hours. Well, and then you had the I think it's your mom's pistol that time too.
Yeah,
The Smith
38.
& Wesson, yeah.
Oh, that's mine. The Smith & Wesson 9 M&P
Oh,
Shield.
is it?
Yeah, the little one. But we also shot the 38 too.
Yeah, I don't remember. It was so long ago, bro.
Did you ever shoot the AK with me?
No,
Dude.
we gotta go back and shoot.
It's
the
so much
AK.
fun, man.
Yeah, dude, I got an AR-15 now, so we'll definitely have to go back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, supposedly I actually lost it in a boat accident, though, you know, before the hurricane, so.
Yeah, get reimbursed for it.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
So, how have you been, bro?
Good, man. I'm just fucking, dude, we're chilling. It's, we're in Florida. It's like 60 degrees. We got the bonfire on. Having a hell of a time. Got the pool in the background. These lights turn on. It turns colors, too, at nighttime, dude.
Dude, it's a nice
Yeah,
spot
man.
you got here, dude.
You're welcome anytime, man.
Yeah, dude, it's, how long you been staying over here?
2017.
Oh,
It
yeah?
was built in 2017, yeah. There used to be more forest back there. Fucking hurricane, man. Hurricane Ian.
Man, it's crazy.
How'd you do during the storm, man? What do you think?
You know, we didn't do too bad. You know, we did lose, you know, quite a bit of our fence, but I was able to, you know, pretty much run out during a Cat 5 storm and save up what I could.
What'd you do? Scoop shit up?
Yeah, right. As a finch section would blow out, I would run out there and I'd grab what I could before it would blow away.
Fuck, man.
Dude, it was honestly nuts, bro. But it wasn't, you know, I was expecting, you know, way more water, but we had more just wind up by us. But there's definitely some people who, you know, you got it way worse, you know, and that's tough for sure.
Yeah, man, I think that someone brought this up the other day, like, there's going to be a big change. Like, the government's shit right now, the inflation is shit, you can't afford a house, no, everybody's struggling right now. Then this hurricane came and wiped out our whole city. It's like, I think that all these big businesses are just going to cut all the small out completely, man.
Well,
like Margaritaville.
Well, I mean, in like I don't know if you saw. I can't remember exactly what the figures were, but the guy who owned the retro gaming, you know, store down off of Bonita Beach, you know,
Okay.
you know, he lost everything, and you're talking, you know, vintage, you know, video games and stuff. You know, you can't replace any of that. You know, no matter what money or whatever it was, and you know, no matter how much insurance he had or whatever, you can't replace, you know, games from the 60s and the 70s. And you know, I think that's you know what sucks too is you have people, you know, in the memories and, you know, stuff that you just can't replace. You
Dude,
know?
I'm going to miss all those memories. I love the cottage.
Well, and I think too a lot of those places, because, you know, a lot of the beach got washed away and stuff, and I wonder now too, like if even like with building codes changing, like places will be able to build right there where, you know, where they used to be,
Right, all
you know,
the way up to the ocean,
you know, and you know, we could lose a lot of those, you know, places that were, you know, prime spots to go, you know, have a nice place to eat or whatever. It's definitely a tragedy for sure.
Yeah, man, and like we were talking about before, like, dude, I'm just pissed, man. Like, I don't like that we can't say what we want on any platform. You can't just freedom of speech. It's just like it's going down the hill, and I don't think it's getting any better at all. You know, like Alex Jones got canceled. Andrew Tate got canceled. All these people got canceled.
Well, I don't think those are, you know, the best prime subjects.
Well,
for
true.
TV.
I know.
I mean, let's be real. They say some shit that probably should get them canceled.
You're right.
But no, I get what you're saying, because let's be real. You know, we should have a platform where, you know, no matter, even if they're saying is wrong, why is it they're getting censored? You know, why don't we have a place where, you know, people like that can, you know, say their word? You know, maybe people don't disagree with it, but there are people who do agree with it. You know, why can't people have a spot where, you know, everybody can have their own kind of, you know,
whatever they want to say.
Whatever you want to say, you know, and at the end of the day, if you don't want to listen to it, guess what?
You don't have to listen to it.
Exactly.
But it's still posted.
You know, and I think we've gone away, you know, from that as a society, I think, now it's like everybody kind of, it's like if you don't agree with me, you're wrong,
or you're canceled.
You cancel, and it's like people now you see it, you see with celebrities and stuff when, they get asked questions and stuff in the media, they're very selective with what they say. And I think that's, smart of them, because if, it takes them saying one wrong thing or, something personal from a tweet they posted in 2014, and now they're getting canceled, for whatever bullshit reason and sure, maybe there are some people that should, deserve to get canceled for things, I guess. But that, again, it still goes against the fact of, like, the free speech. Why cancel anybody? At the end of the day, it's if you don't agree with them, maybe you should put the phone down and the social media down. And I think that's our biggest problem is, people maybe don't know when to step away from social media and that, or, from, at the end of the day, sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you.
You know what I liked about the hurricane, man? We got to sit down and talk to people, like, without a phone. Oh, yeah. And I really like that. And that's another reason why I want to start this podcast and get this shit going, because you're talking about something at a dedicated time and there's no distractions, and I love that. Well, and that's how I think it used to be with not having any technology.
I think what a big thing that we saw, especially at my house, was exactly that is it was really nice and refreshing. We didn't have phone service. The phones were messed up and no internet, no nothing. It's cool to just kind of be able to just not have the stress of one, like, work over like I knew I wasn't going to work tomorrow because who knew if it was even going to be there. Yeah. But it was also nice too not having to stress, like, just even having, like, a piece of technology. It's just nice to I had one thing to worry about, and that was just kind of just staying safe and making sure my family was safe. But dude, I think that's a big issue with even I'll admit it, I use my phone way more than I want to. Same, and I hate it. I know it's like I'll catch myself all the time, especially in a group setting or something that when I'm feeling anxious, and I'll just be checking my phone and I'm like, I hate it. It's like why do I use that as my crutch, when I have anxiety or whatever, and it's just like. Then you think, well, now this piece of technology has become so much a part of my life that, like, I use it as, like...
You need it.
Yeah, I need
Addicted.
it. It's like, give it to me, man.
Yeah.
And it's so stupid. Like, I don't... Yeah, like, I don't even...
Are you on TikTok?
No, I don't want the Chinese government, to be in on my life.
You used to have it, didn't you? Mm-mm. Oh, never. You like my Instagram videos? Is that...
I see your TikToks on
and
Instagram.
Your Facebook.
Yep. Oh, I never actually had TikTok.
Oh, you're right, man. Dude, they're stealing all our information, man. Their phones are recording.
But let's be real, it's your phone doing it, and every piece of social media is you doing it. Even the thing now with with the Apple, I don't know if you noticed with your new phone, like when you go into apps now, it asks if the app's asking if it's okay for them to track, and you can actually
use the damn or you can't use the app.
Well, some of them you can't. Oh. Usually you can. Now you can do the do not ask, because I think it's in the Apple's thing where they can't track your shit now without at least asking you for it. And so I think if you just put no, I've still been using stuff and, not had an issue, but I've been clicking no for all of them. But I don't know if you've noticed that when you've gone into them.
Even with Facebook, they had that whole court hearing with Mark Zuckerberg, remember? About taking information, using it as advertisements and all that shit.
Well, and that's part of the targeted ads. And, I kind of get that to an extent, when you use a piece of social media, it's, you want to see, ads for Bengay and tampon, stuff that you just wouldn't use. So I kind of understand the targeted ads to an extent, especially if it's stuff that you're already publicly. But it would be different if, like, they're asking me, like, hey, what ads would you like to see, compared to them using everything they know about me from, like, what they've scavenged from posts, like, in
what
a way,
you like, what you interact with,
But at the end of the day, that's technology, and that's the AI. I mean, dude. You would be amazed at some of the stuff that some of these companies use to track the business and the amount of people. A lot of the companies track,
that's all marketing.
Through Google Beacons. Yeah. Well, through Google. Google you picks up on your phone when you go buy a lot of these things, and that's how companies can track, like, traffic going in and out of a store, and, like, how many people have come in, so they can track, well, I know that my store's had 100 people today, so we should be doing X amount in revenue. And it's just creepy that they can track your phones, but not only that, but they know that James Thomas came into my store today, and they know that, he looked up, BBC's on, Pornhub last night. I mean, so stuff like that, you just got
to sell them on it, too.
Damn right. So it's just stuff like that. Like, I think it's, like, creepy that, like, companies and, big tech, which, you say it and stuff, but, like, it's so much on a wider spread that we don't even understand. And then,
what do you think about, I've been thinking about this a lot recently. I wouldn't say, like, I hate my job, but I definitely don't want to be there for the rest of my life. And I think that's part of all of us, like in that sense of like the autopilotness, like you get in that rhythm of working every day and you just do the same fucking thing every day and just makes me go insane in the head. I'm like, how am I going to do this for another 30 years? Like, what do you think? Do you think the same like that, or you don't have those thoughts?
I mean, I definitely understand that, because like when I worked at my last job, like I truly hated my job, and like I truly like, dude, I if I worked 5 days that week, if I got my 40 hours in, they were like cheering for me, dude.
Yeah.
Like I'd call off once a week, and you know, I hated it, and you know, people used to think I had a terrible work ethic, but I didn't realize I just truly didn't enjoy my job. And you know, now I'm at where I'm at, and I'm not, don't get me wrong, like I don't go to work every day like, you know, hell
No,
yeah, you know, like
can't.
I'm ready.
You can't.
But like I do semi-enjoy what I do, and my job's not really, you know, it's something new every day, especially with sales. You know, I'm not doing the same mundane task day in and day out.
Which
so,
I feel
which
like
is
I'm
what
doing.
you're doing, you know, and that's where, you know, sales for me, you know, I love sales, and I do think like, you know, I may have like a career, you know, and maybe sales in the future, but I get 100% what you're saying, because like, you know, I did that for 3 years in construction, and I just hated it. But
Every
you know,
day.
every day, and
Day in and day out.
and even now, I get like that where like I feel like I'm getting burnt out, and like I feel like I am on autopilot, and you know, I'm not satisfied with where I'm at. But like, you know, but I also have goals of like, you know, wanting to own a company, and you know, I want to start
Dreams,
a business, and you know,
passions,
those
right?
are the things that I, you know. So I know I'm just not there yet. So I think, you know, I get exactly what you're saying, and just being dissatisfied. But I think also things come in time. So I think that's one thing too. I'm just trying not to be impatient, just because, you know, like.
Hard work, right?
Yeah, you know, I see,
Grinding.
you know, like our parents and stuff, where they're at now in their life, you know, they didn't get there, you know, overnight, you know. Now, some people, you know, got, you know, hand-me-outs, and some people, you know, got an easy way, but, you know, it's not like that for everybody. And, you know, I do think you can see, you know, a majority of people, you can tell who's a hard worker and who's been handed things, and you can tell people who've worked and, you know, built a company, and, you know, and you can tell the difference between somebody who just runs it, you know, so.
Yeah.
I get 100% that, but I think also you have people out there who are just like, you know, they're satisfied with that, dude. I have, you know, people that I talk to who are in like their 50s and their 60s, you know, doing the same day in, day out job, working at like Walmart or Publix.
And
you
they
know?
don't mind, right?
And they don't mind it, you know, they're content making that, you know, minimum wage, and just, you know, living paycheck to paycheck, because they've got their system figured out. And, you know, I think that's the difference, but, you know, you and I aren't satisfied, you know, kind of living.
Maybe
like
we
that,
have
you know?
just other dreams and passions that are outside of
you know,
what we're doing now, like, right?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
bigger ideas.
Well, and the problem too is, you know, you can't get anywhere, you know, without money. So unfortunately, without coming up with and having a way to be able to, like, that's legal, you know, and scheme and get money. But nah, dude, I 100% agree with you. You know, I think it's tough, you know, when it comes down to it, because, you know, it's, I mean, really what out there, it's like, do you even know what you want to do, you know? And I think that's
why I don't know, man.
You know, it's so,
I do like, I know what I like to do. Like, I like doing podcasts and shit and going to the gym and shit. But, like, does that have to do with my passions? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess you could say that's, like, something that you're passionate about. Maybe there's something that you like. But, I mean, you know, how it's so, okay, now how can you turn that, you know...
Into money or success, right? A career.
You know, and it's about having the drive, though. You know, you said that, you know, you're dissatisfied with what you're doing. You know, at the end of the day, it's, well, okay, you know, there's tools and stuff that you can use at your disposal to help kind of get you out of those situations. So, you know, I mean, here we are, you know, trying to, you know, get the podcast up and going.
Yeah,
So,
I appreciate you being on.
Hell
man.
yeah, for maybe the 4 people that are going to listen. But
Yeah.
those 4 people will be you and me twice. But
dude, what do you think about, I think that when you became a dad, man, like, that definitely changed you. And, like, in the better way, you know?
well, I just think it gave me a different purpose, you know, like, at the end of the day, like, you know, I knew I always wanted to have a family, and, like, when me and Jess got together, you know, I knew, you know, this was going to be, the, you know, the woman that I was going to have, you know, my family in my life with, and, you know, I was so ready to start a family, and it's crazy, you know, people are always like, oh, you know, like, how do you know you're ready and this and all that. You're never ready, and that's what I kept telling people, is like, you know, are you ever ready for anything that kind of gets thrown at you? But you make it work, you know, and that's what we do, you know. We make the best of it, and we have a, you know, damn good life, you know. I don't go without, and you know, it's crazy at how, like, you know, you just have that unconditional love for somebody, and, you know, and then you kind of really think about it, you know, it's like, I'm like, yeah, I made that, you know, like, and then I see that same shit eating grin that I have, yeah, it's like, damn, my payback's coming, like. But
that's amazing, dude. That's such a blessing.
It is, dude, and it's, you know, it's fun, you know, being able to have somebody like Jess, you know, like, right there to, you know, kind of go through these experiences and stuff, you know, and, you know,
trials and tribulations.
Oh yeah,
through the bads and the good, man. Only the good ones stick through the bad and the good.
Oh yeah, you know, that's somebody who, you know, it's, you we've been there and we definitely have gone without. We moved back in and had to live with my parents for a while.
But you stuck together?
And we stuck through it, and we got out and we ended up getting our own place again and, getting back up and, bought a house a couple years ago. So
congrats, man. I love that. Weren't you guys on a cruise?
Yeah, I just went on a cruise.
Where to? You guys are chilling, man.
Dude, we went to Jamaica. The Cayman Islands, Cozumel, and the Bahamas.
The baby was with?
Nah, baby stayed with grandma.
That's why it was fun, right?
You
got the drink package and everything?
Drank 7 days straight.
Yeah. Smoking cigars and
Livers
shit.
in recovery. Dude, it was fun, dude. It was honestly...
What was it, Royal Caribbean?
No, actually it was MSC Cruises.
What does that stand for?
Some
fancy shit.
Probably, Mediterranean. I don't know. It's an Italian cruise line. I know that. I don't remember exactly.
Dude,
what
that shit looked so much fun.
It was nice, honestly. That it was really good. Some of the people on board were a little different. And being more of an Italian cruise line, a European cruise line, there was a lot of people from all walks of life. It's crazy at how many different people, like languages, were on there. And
no shit.
Oh, dude, there's
the workers or the people on the boat.
Both. I mean, there was a lot of workers. Most workers knew. A lot. Dude, when I walked up, dude, I've never. In a million years, dude, I've never walked up to a human being and him, teleprompt me English, Dutch, German. I'm like, what? I'm like, that is awesome.
He knew all the languages?
All of them, dude. He spouted off, 6 languages and asked me what I wanted him to, I was like, dude, English,
insane.
man.
Yeah, give me it.
I was like,
America.
I'm like, wider than fuck, bro. You should know what to speak.
Dude, that's crazy. We went on a Carnival. And I think it was different. It was it was in Miami. It was you guys did Miami too, but there was some all Americans seemed like on the boat.
Well, I've done Royal Caribbean, and Royal Caribbean was a lot of Americans, and stuff. And I think it just depends on the cruise line. I did hear from one of the workers that MSC's trying to make more of a hit in the from the European market to more of the American market. So they're doing a ton of these Western and Eastern Caribbean cruises. But I mean, I think it just depends too. It was really kind of crazy though. But people would people were flying 16 hours in on a plane, coming to Miami, staying in Miami for 2 days, and then getting on this cruise and going. They had cruises that went on for 15 days.
How long was yours?
7.
That's a perfect amount.
Yeah,
we did 8, man. I was like, this is too much.
Even at 7 days, bro. Getting off the boat, bro. I was waiting in line to get off, bro, and I had such a headache. I was like, get me off this boat. I'm gonna fucking throw up on somebody. We're getting off the boat, bro. I was literally everybody's walking by these custom agents and not saying shit, bro. I walk by and I'm like, hey man, thank you guys, for keeping us safe. Have a great one. And these motherfuckers stop me, bro, and start checking my shit.
Those fucking assholes.
They go through my passport and my license, start questioning me about
fucking assholes.
I'm like, well, yep, I'll never talk to you guys again.
Yeah.
Go to hell.
Is that what you did?
I didn't want to get the cavity search, so I just...
They're iffy, those guys.
Dude, I wasn't saying shit. I just wanted to get the hell out of it. I was like, dude, I'm so pissed, bro. I had a shit, and I was like, dude, I do not want to be...
How long did they hold you up for? 30 minutes or
At least, not that long. It was only 10, 15 minutes, but, they searched my passport, and they went through my ID, made sure they matched.
Those fuckers on power trips, man.
Dude.
Fucking power trips.
Dude, I'm geeking because, I just smoked in Jamaica. I'm like,
but you didn't have anything on
I didn't have anything on me, but I was tweaking. I was like,
yeah.
Damn, if these dogs pick up on anything in my bag, bro, I'm going to be so pissed.
Just got off the cruise.
I'm like, dude, I'm not spending the day in my
And you're like, I'm never talking with these motherfuckers.
Yeah, right. I was like, yeah.
Fuck these guys.
Now I get why sometimes people say fuck the fuck.
Yeah. Fuck, man.
I don't know, bro. It was fun though, for sure. All jokes aside and everything, it was a really good time, and everybody was really great. How you can't go wrong with booze and food for 7 days straight, all you can eat and drink. So,
dude, I like this, man. What I like about the podcast, I hate the everyday life where you talk to people, you say, hey, how you doing? Good, how are you? I'm like, what the fuck is that? That's the stupidest shit ever. That just makes me insane.
Well,
I want to talk about some real shit here. Why are we talking about we're robots to each other?
Well, I get it. I mean, I work in sales, dude. So there's times where I've got to put on these, I'm having these just bullshit conversations just to appease the customer, and it's do I really, care about
Yeah.
I don't really care about your granddaughter who lives in Iowa,
but some people are cool though. At the same time,
and it's but at the end of the day, it's okay. Part of my job is to write up this ticket and kind of do what I got to do, and and obviously I'm not. It passes the time. What am I going to do? Just sit there and not say anything to him and just kind of tell him to say it, But sometimes, people just, or they'll give you, their whole life story and stuff. But, I get what you're saying. Like, it's sometimes I just want to be able to like be real with people and be like, nah, dude.
I
Like,
want to get into those deep conversations, man. Yeah.
And there's customers, dude, that come in who have no filter, and they're like my
I like
favorite
those people,
dude. And they're so relaxed. They say whatever, even if it's edgy. Like I've had people say some edgy
Ballsy
shit. I'm like, bro, you cannot say it. Like, you'll get us both. Like, you'll get me fired and you arrested.
Yeah, or
like,
killed. Fuck.
What
yeah.
are you doing?
People got guns in Florida.
Yeah,
man.
bro, you need to shut up. Like, yeah.
No, man,
dude.
I like those type of people. I like people who are ballsy and just say what's on their mind, and whatever the repercussions are, they roll with it. I like that.
Well,
I want to be like that, dude.
Well, and it's nice.
But there's a fine line between what's going to happen.
Well, and you have to be able to have fuck you money to be able to go around and just kind of have, you know, you when you work in a job,
you're tied to an employer, like you said.
Yeah, you know, and you can't go around saying like you can, but there's always going to be a repercussion for your actions.
They could find out.
Oh yeah, well, and there's a ramification for your actions. So like, if you say something, you know, that doesn't align with your company's values, or they could see that could be damaging to an image, you know, you could be fired for it.
What I don't like about that whole thing is that they make you seem like you're like a slave to them, like we own you and you partake to what we have in our ideals. It's like you're not even an individual person. You're part of this image, which I don't like about that whole thing.
Well, I mean, you kind of have to be sold it. I mean,
I
yes and no. I unfortunately I get it from the manager's point, but like I get 100% what you're saying because you don't. It's like I'm fitting this image, but like as a company, you kind of have to for a point. They kind of want one like image. They don't want like some companies are cool with it, like when they have their franchises and they kind of let you have your own spin and stuff. But even then, like when you purchase a franchise, like there's still a set of rules that you have to obey by. Like when I worked at Jimmy John's, our franchise manager, like you have to have the same menu, you have to everything. Like you have to have all these things that kind of align with the company image.
Well, that makes sense. I get that part, but I mean like how you act as a person. Like some companies will try to steer you and try to make you act like a certain person. And it's like that's not me, but I guess I just have to do that because I'm part of that company.
But I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean, at the end of the day, I think though that's kind of like a safety net because like it's one of those things where you give people an inch, they take a mile. You know, at a certain point, there's a rule there because
that's
somebody's done something that's cost them, and right now they're probably being sued for it. So guess what? That's the reason you can't do it. But no, I think the biggest thing that you're going to get though, and I think that. And it's the money that controls it. You know, at the end of the day, the reason they're not letting you say those things is because, well, that's going to affect customers, or that's going to affect ad revenue, or that's going to affect this, which then takes money out of our pocket. Well, no, you can't do that. No, you can't say that. If it didn't affect the money, if people didn't just give a shit, well, you know, you'd be able to say whatever you want and nobody would care because at the end of the day, what does it matter? You know, it's not affecting what's behind it all.
That's why I like this. I want to be myself. I want that to just be me. I don't want my employer to be me. I want me to be me.
Oh, yeah, I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, and that's nice too. You know, at a certain point, once you can kind of get on, you know, and start your own business,
dream,
or become, get the podcast. You know, we get the podcast up and going, bro. I'm telling you,
more guests, man.
That's all we need, dude. That's all we need. You know, next week, we'll have Donald Trump on here. Shout out to Donald T.
Fuck yeah. Then they'll delete the fucking video. They always do.
Back to square one.
Yeah. But, dude, that's funny you say that. I watched that Nelk interview with Donald Trump. It's a great fucking interview.
Well, and all the questions and stuff, it wasn't even
weird.
bad.
It wasn't toxic. They weren't asking about like Hillary Clinton or anything.
They weren't dogging anybody. You know,
no.
I thought they were. And let's be real, Donald Trump's not going to say anything that's going to put him in a spot or put. You know, that's. You know, he may say some things that are like what you want to hear. That's edgy, but like I know, and I think YouTube.
He was more edgy on TV than that fucking interview.
Well, and I think YouTube deleted it just because like. It's kind of a power move, you know. It's that's all it is.
So nobody could post that.
Oh, it's like fuck you, bro. Like, go ahead and post that, like, see, and all the people repost. Everybody saw it. It was up long enough that the people who were gonna see it were gonna see it, and at the end of the day, I think it served its purpose. But I think it was just YouTube being petty, you know.
Dude, I like another thing about this podcast. I just like talking to people. Like I don't know if I should get political, but I'm more far right, but. I've kind of edged more back to not all the way to the left, but I've discussed ideas with left people, and I'm like, I get what you're saying. That makes a lot of sense. So it kind of made me ease more like in the middle, kind of.
Well, and I think, too, it's, the nice thing about having, a platform that you can kind of have, dialogue with somebody on is you can have people who don't necessarily agree, with your align with your values. But again, it's not like you're here trying to, get them on a gotcha moment or,
push something on them.
Right. It's I love having a nice debate because it's like, it's not necessarily that I want to debate you and argue my point. I want to know.
Hear you out.
I want to hear. There's just been multiple times where I've had debates with people who we don't align, and at the end of the day, like I see your point, and I get why you're that, and I get it.
That's what I like about
and
debating.
it's like thank you for letting me see that, because now I can understand why people can kind of align that way. I may not personally agree with it, but
you know why they do it.
I can now know your mindset behind it. You know, and I agree, and I think the problem is people. I think once people get into a debate where people can't have a debate and agree to disagree, now it's an argument, and
then it gets violent.
That's
why I don't like about it.
Well, and you get people who get...
That's when those are immature people. They can't talk and, like you said, agree to disagree.
They're just argumentative, and at the end of the day, at the end of the day, it's one of those things where then you start to wonder, like, okay, is it something that you actually stand behind, or is it something that you're just trying to argue to be right? You know,
Yep.
Do you just want to be right?
Yeah, an ego thing.
Like sometimes I've had people too where like we've gone to debates and like they're like, you know what? Yeah, man, that makes sense. You know,
I like that.
I'm like, hell yeah, bro!
Yeah,
like, see, like now we're not fighting. Now we're cool. Like, and I think it's cool when you find people that are like that, and you know, there's people who are like truly cool that you can, you know, have stuff like that. But I think the problem is with the way the media portrays things. It's like if you're not with us, you're against us, and that's, you know, I think people don't really realize that. Like, you know, just because I don't agree with you doesn't mean I'm necessarily against your cause. I just don't agree with what you're doing, or, you know, I don't agree with it. Because I'm not here to protest against it, you know, which there are people who do that shit. But, you know, I think that's the problem.
media, man. They want us to fight with each other. They want the right to hate the left.
Well, it's
they want
division.
the poor to hate the rich.
You know, I mean,
it's systematically controlled. They want it to be like that.
Oh yeah, because at the end of the day, it's so weird that we live in this toxic, like, everything's race baiting, everything's hate, everything's
biased people.
And at the end of the day, it's crazy because, you know, and I don't know if you saw it was the Florida State coach.
I didn't want to watch this shit. I saw at the gym in the background the Democratic
interview?
debate.
No,
not the debate.
No, it was the Florida State head football coach, it was Tampa
Bay Bucks?
I can't remember. It was one of the football coaches over this past weekend.
Okay.
One of the interviewers asked him, you know, how does it feel to, you know, it was going to be two black head coaches, you know, going at, you know, to get at it for the first time. Mm-hmm. And, you know, he was like, you know, I don't see it that way. You know, we don't see it that way. You know,
they're just coaches,
He's like, I've got, you know, I know white coaches that are great, you know, and he's like, we're just, you know, we're two good teams going
That's
at
the media
people.
They're throwing bait at him to see if he can take it.
And what's crazy is it's like that's kind of how everything is. It's like not even just on race, but on anything. It's like people toss that out there, but it's why do we see shit as like it's such a negative? Like why isn't like, hey man, you know, you're going to, you know, whatever. Why are you spinning it in such a way that it can now be traded as something that can be taken negative?
Yeah,
like,
and the news, they're really good at throwing shit out in a certain way to make you react to it. And then catch a reaction, and then something goes off from there.
Well, and I think that's kind of what the news, how it survives, is they get people to react. So it gets, especially now with the day and age of social media,
drama.
With how quick it is to hit a share button. Like, if you see something that you're instantly, like, offended by, you know, maybe they're hoping that you'll share, but which makes no sense. I don't know. I don't know, dude. I think our biggest problem is the media at the end of the day.
I hate the fucking news, man. I don't watch the news.
I did. The only time I watched the news was during Ian, and it was still wrong. and it was hitting
fucking
us
ads all the time, dude. It sucks. All right, man. We're gonna cap it off right here, man. Thanks for being on the podcast.
Yeah, no worries.
We're gonna have you on again, man.
Sounds good, bro. Thanks for having me on, and yeah, bro.
Yeah, and dude, I just wanted to say, man, hats off to you. You're a great dad. You're a fucking hell of a salesman, and I look up to you again, man.
Hey, appreciate it, bro, and you know everything you've been doing, bro. Keep it up, bro. You've been killing it.
All right, guys, have a good night. See ya.